we could film like this because either way the audio's still gonna sync up. What's up? My name is Brian, and today's video we're gonna do a video on how to start a podcast. It seems like podcasts are becoming more of a thing recently. I've been listening to more podcasts than ever. Ryan Higa just started a podcast. Logan Paul just started a podcast. I just had someone over recording the other day and he's like, I want to start a podcast, but I don't know how. So that clicked in my mind. I'm like, maybe I should do a video on how to start a podcast. So in this video, I'll teach you guys on how to start a podcast. So what do you need to start a podcast? Well, you need a dog just to keep the energy flowing. So shout out to Dixie. I'm just kidding. You don't need a dog, so scratch that. You want a place that's preferably quiet, that has little to none background noise. So if you have a dog, just make sure she's not shaking throughout your podcast. I mean, unless you want some extra effects in your podcast. But try to have a place that has little to none background noise and some space too. So if you want to pull up some chairs and bring some people into your podcast, then you have some room. So you're gonna want some gear to record your podcast: microphones, microphone cables, microphone stands, camera if you're doing videos, a recording program. You're gonna need a name for your podcast, topics for your episodes, and a place to upload your podcast: YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, etc. Gear: you need a computer, recording software, video editing software if you plan on doing videos, a camera, a microphone, microphone cables, a USB mixer, headphones, and a mic stand. Now, if you don't already have a computer, which I'm sure most of you guys do, then I suggest you get a laptop. It's more portable and you're not stuck in the basement like me. You can do editing on the go. You can mix your stuff. You can do videos and whatnot. So I suggest you get a laptop unless you're trying to make this one place like your office, that one place you go to get all your work done, which I was going to do at first, which I did. This is where I get all my work done. I can't leave the basement. But I soon came to realize that it sucks not having a laptop because I can't sit upstairs and edit my videos. I can't sit in the car and mix my songs. So I suggest getting a laptop. It's just more portable, it's easier. And if I wanted to, I could have still got a laptop and set it up on this desk and connected my screen to it, and it still would have worked just as good. Now, the top 3 things you should have on your computer for recording are 1 terabyte SSD. This is really how much hard drive space you should have. There's plugins out there that take up to 100 gigs of space. Having a terabyte will make sure you can ride with the latest plugins and still make sure you have enough space on your computer to operate efficiently. 8 gigs of RAM. Now, mixing and effects can take a toll on your computer's memory, so having at least 8 gigabytes of RAM will make sure that your computer won't lag, freeze, and slow down the process. The CPU processor. This is kind of like the brain of the computer. The better the brain, the faster it works. I use an i7. At minimum, I'd go with an i5. Ideally though, I'd go with an i7 quad-core processor for optimal activity. Now here's some suggestions. Personally, I use an HP Envy desktop computer. I love it, it works great, but like I said, I can't really move it, so that kind of sucks. So these are some laptops. The HP Envy Notebook. It's kind of like the laptop version of my computer. It's definitely a great bang for your buck. It's a cheaper option for those who are just starting out. The Envy has an Intel i7 processor with 8 gigabytes of RAM. And with a 1 terabyte hard drive, this computer is a great option to start recording with. I'll leave a link below. You can check it out at the lowest price available. Shout out to Amazon. Next on the list, we got the Asus ROG Strix GL553. This is a powerful gaming computer that's also great for music production. It has an i7 processor, 1 terabyte storage, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and some streaming features, and an amazing graphics card that will give you some stunning visuals. I'll leave a link below. Now, I couldn't forget about the MacBook. Come on, it's like one of the most popular laptops out there. Also, the new MacBook Pro has tons of new features. A touch bar replacing the old function keys, 3.1 gigahertz quad-core i7 processor for some of the fastest speeds around, a stunning LED display giving you more clarity than ever before. Now, unfortunately, Apple decided to remove the USB ports and they put in Thunderbolt ports and USB-C ports. You can still buy adapters for it, but it kind of sucks. But besides that, it's a great computer. The thing's a beast. It's legendary. I'll leave a link below. You can check it out. Recording software. Adobe Audition CC. This is the program I use. I've noticed a lot of radio places use the same program as well. It's proclaimed as the industry's best audio cleanup, restoration, and precision editing tool for video, podcasting, and sound effect design. Pro Tools. Now, Pro Tools is probably the most popular recording software around the world. I see it in all the studios. I don't see it in many radio stations. I see a lot of Adobe Audition in radio stations. But for studios, Pro Tools is the go-to. Pro Tools redefined the music, film, and TV industry, providing everything you need to compose, record, edit, and mix audio in the studio or in the cloud from anywhere. Audacity is a free program that you can use unlike Pro Tools or Adobe. It's not the best program, but it's free. It's a multi-track recording software. You can import and export audio. It works for Mac and Windows. It's a great program to start with. Video software. Now, if you don't plan on doing videos, you can skip this part. Adobe Premiere. Now, this is the program I use. I love it. It works great. I used it for this video. It's the leading video editing software for film, TV, and the web. Pinnacle Studio. Pinnacle Studio is a video editing software that is used by over 13 million people. It's popular and it's a super fast way to edit and share your videos. Windows Movie Maker. Now, this is the program I started with. I made several videos on this program for like 2 years straight. It's a free program. It only works for Windows, but hey, Mac has their own iMovie software, so it's even. Camera. Now, if you're not doing videos, you can go ahead and skip this part also. Maybe you already did skip it. But if you are, one, you can use your phone. Most phones nowadays have HD quality cameras, so you can use your phone. But if you don't want to do that, here's a great entry-level camera, the Canon Rebel T6. It runs for about $399. You may want to get yourself a tripod to go with the camera also, or you can get a package deal that comes with the memory cards and a tripod and more. I'll leave a link below. You can check it out. Now, depending how many people you're going to have in your podcast will depend how many microphones you would need. But here's a few options. The Shure PG48. Bam. That's the microphone I'm currently using right now. It's a beast. As you can see, it's dented up. It's been through a lot. I've had it for like 3-4 years now, so it's done well. It still sounds good, and it only runs for about 40 bucks. So it's cheap, it's strong, it has pretty good quality, and it'll last you for a long time. I'll leave a link below. You can check it out. The Blue Yeti condenser microphone. Now, this is a USB microphone, so you don't need a mixer. You can just plug it right into your computer, start recording. That's a plus. Also, it comes with its own little stand, so you don't need to buy a stand for it. The Shure SM7B dynamic microphone. One of the most popular microphones around the world. I want one, to be honest. This is one of the most popular microphones around the world for podcasts, recording in the studio, radio. It's a great microphone. The only downside is that the SM7B, it needs a professional environment. It picks up a lot of background noise, so if you don't have acoustic treatment on your walls and you don't have a professional environment, then it's gonna pick up a lot of your breathing, your pops, your lip noises. So you need to have decent microphone technique if you're gonna get the SM7B, but if you can deal with that, then it's a great choice. It runs for about $400. I'll leave a link below. You can check it out. Your mixer, your audio interface. Now, this will be for your microphone to plug into, then this will plug into your computer, and ta-da, you can record. Now, depending how many mics you're gonna have will depend how many inputs you need, which will depend what mixer you're gonna choose. So, here are a few options. Behringer Xenex USB audio interface. I'm pretty sure I just butchered the name, but this has 2 mic inputs, has a free audio recording, editing, and podcast software, plus 150 instrument effect plugins downloadable at Behringer.com. You also have knobs for EQ, effects, gain, pin, and more. It's an awesome little interface for $90. You can spend another $30 and get its bigger brother, which has 4 mic inputs. I'll leave a link below. You can check it out. The Focusrite Scarlett. Now, if you're looking for something with more quality and something to do music with as well, then I suggest this interface. The 2i2 or the 8i8. The 2i2 will give you 2 XLR inputs, and the 8i8 will give you 4, but you will get better quality out of these than you would the previous mixers. It has 48 volt phantom power, so if you want to run a condenser microphone, which you'll mostly find used in the booth for studio recordings, they're a lot more sensitive to sound. You can run those through these interfaces with no problem, but it will cost you more money. The Scarlett 2i2 runs for about $160, and the 8i8 runs for about $380. Now you're gonna need some microphone cables to plug into your microphone and to plug into your interface. Now, there's not much of a difference when it comes to quality in microphone cables. Some say there is, but like there's not really that big of a difference, to be honest. So what you really want to worry about is the length of your cord, whether you want a 3-foot cable, a 10-foot cable, a 25-foot cable. I have a 25-foot cable going from here into my booth because I need it. So you might need it too, depending how your setup is. Here's a few examples. I'll leave them below. You can check them out. Headphones. Now, if you really wanted to, you could do a podcast without headphones. But if you don't have the best microphone technique, then you could be sitting over here and talking like this and not really paying attention and not realizing you're off the microphone. But if you have headphones on, you're able to monitor yourself. So if you leave the microphone, the volume gets quieter. So you're gonna know right away that you should get back on that microphone and make sure people can hear you. So I suggest you get some headphones. And it sounds cool, you can hear yourself. So now here are a few options. Tascam headphones. Now these are probably the best entry-level studio headphones. They only run for about $17. Great bang for your buck. I'll leave a link below. You can't really go wrong. The Audio-Technica ATH M50X headphones. That's these headphones that I'm wearing right here. I recently just did a review on them, so if you want to check out the review, go ahead, links below. These are probably the most popular headphones on the market. I have no complaints. They run for about $150. I'll leave a link below. You can check them out. The Sony MDR 7506 Professional Large Diagram Headphone. These are also very popular headphones in broadcast and in studio environments. I've seen plenty of interviews with people wearing those headphones. The headphone has been engineered to be comfortable to wear for long periods of time. They run for about $120. They also come with a traveling case. I'm pretty sure the other ones do too. Well, I know these ones do. So, yeah. Mic stands. Now, unless you have a bunch of Blue Yeti sitting on your desk, you're gonna need some mic stands. Maybe a few, depending on how many people are on your podcast. Here's a few options. An OnStage desktop microphone stand. If you're just looking to set your microphone on your desk, then this is a perfect option. This is the one I'm using right now. It's super simple, easy to set up, and it only runs for about $12. The Neewer Adjustable Microphone Suspension Boom Scissor Arm Stand. It's very adjustable. It clips right onto the end of your desk. It works great and it's cheap. It runs for $13.50. I'll leave a link below. You can check it out. Amazon's Basic Tripod Boom Microphone Stand. Here's something a little bit more adjustable. So if you're sitting on a stool or sitting on a couch or even standing doing music, this would be a good stand for you. It only runs for about $20. I'll leave a link below. Your setting. Now, like I said before, you're gonna want a place that's quiet, not a lot of background noise, preferably a place where there's decent scenery. I'm not saying I have the best studio, but somewhere where you have a nice backdrop and a little bit of space. So if you're doing a podcast with a few people, you'll have some room. A name for your podcast. You need a unique name for your podcast, something that will stick out, something that represents you. Topics. Now, of course, you need some topics for your podcast, but we're in 2019. It shouldn't be that hard for you to generate a topic to talk about. So for example, if I was doing a podcast, this is what I would name it. And last but not least, you need a place to upload your podcast, whether it be YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, but you can't upload your podcast straight to Spotify or Apple Music yourself. You need a third-party distributor. There's a website called fireside.fm and it surrounds everything in podcasts. So if you sign up and you make a profile, which costs about $19 a month, you can upload your podcast to Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Google Play, and plenty of more streaming services. And that's not just it. They offer a lot more. So for $19 a month, I think you're making a deal. And also you can make money off your podcast. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all you need to start a podcast. So if you follow this video step by step, by the end of it, you should have everything you need to start your podcast. Yeah, I'll put links below for everything I talked about, mixers, microphones, recording programs, etc. I made sure to give you guys a few different choices of equipment for you can figure out what suits you and your budget. If you have any questions, drop them below. I'll do my best to answer them and let me know what you guys want to see next. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Got a feeling, I can feel it all.